I thought the news was done for the day, but I evidently don't get paid enough to keep up with this. Just kidding. I love making these types of videos. So, what is up, guys? Fucking Imcool40 here. We have more zombies. What more could we want? It's been a very long time here since we have had Shiranuis come out. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm excited for more zombie support. The zombie structure deck is absolutely welcome. I know a lot of people are like, is any archetype besides, like Dark and Light going to get support? I'm sure they will. Give them time. We're just in that land right now where Mizuki, Goizuki, it's the every 3-year block where zombies need just a little bit more on the bonfire. So, forgive Konami. Appreciate this support for what it is. So, God, zombies have so much. I don't know why they didn't break this down into other archetypes. But anyway, we got a new Synchro and a new Link monster. So, let's dig on into this, shall we? So, the first one here is level 2 and level 3 zombies. I believe a series seemingly based off of infamous Seductress and Demons. Ooh, alright. So, you can only control one beautiful Makakashi Daki. That's an interesting restriction. When a Makakashi monster is special summoned from your extra deck to your side of the field, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Now, special summon monsters from your extra deck. For the rest of this turn, you activate this effect, except for Makakashi monsters. Once again, they've made that restriction archetype restrictive. Interesting to note that you can only control one of these at a time. They're putting restrictions on this archetype so that you basically can't link spam with them, which is, I appreciate that. That's good. This does have just outright synergy with Mizuki, of course, because zombie. Also, she's a tuner. Definitely didn't catch that the first second of looking at her, but zombie recurable with Makakashi. Seems like goddamn good generic support to me, but so far, kind of curious to know what the rest of this stuff does. But yeah, general recursion seems pretty good to me. Alright. Let me guess, this guy's got some other sort of bunky-ass restriction on him. I wonder if he's a tuner too. So, Earth, Zombie, 1200, 400, okay. Forgive the stats, I guess. If this card is normal, special summon, you target one Makakashi monster in your graveyard, except for Rickshaw Makakashi Shafu. Special summon that monster in defense mode, but its effects are negated. Wonder if this is a condition. I don't think it is. I assume that this is a continuous ability. And then number 2, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck, except for Makakashi or Mayakashi monsters. So once again, you have a restrictive locker. Why do they have to include these effects? Like, it kind of sucks. But they basically gave them a junk synchron for recursion back from the graveyard. There's not a lot to really talk about with this. Both putting restrictions on potential spam. Once again, I mean, this seems to be the theme going forward here, is, no, you're not allowed to spam monsters. I like what they're trying to do with these limitations, but, like, it's a little bit too late. You've released so much generic support over the last 100 years out there that, making support like this just kind of seems hindering. Remember, this is just the beginning of the support. I assume that there's going to be much more. So, keep that in mind. There is always more. Alright. Oh boy, this guy's generic. Oh boy, I just read one tuner plus one or more non-tuner. Alright. Level 9 Zombie Synchro Monster. Once again, we have that clause of you can only control one beautiful Makakashi Yoko once per turn. Huh. Interesting. If a synchro you control whose original level is level 11 is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect while this is in your graveyard, you banish one other zombie monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card. Why does it specifically have to be level 11? It's one of the Shiranui synchros, super large. If this card is special summoned from your graveyard, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. So the first thing that this tells me is this is going to be a stepping stone into another bigger synchro. There's got to be something else out there, whether or not it be a tuner plus this to make. But with the way that this card is worded, level 7, destroyed by battle, your opponent's card effect. So they want you to probably synchro this off with another card to be able to use it as a means to further the chain. Not exactly sure if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. We kind of saw this particularly fall short with Shiranui itself. Shiranui was pretty goddamn good for its support, but unfortunately, once again, it just kind of fell short for the long run of things. But we'll have to wait and see what the level 11 synchro does, because I'm sure they're going to give them one. It would be fucking weird as fuck for them to give them this wording, and for them not to have a monster like that. You know what I mean? Okay. Yugioh, Icicle, Makakashi. Oh no, she's not generic. Well, I guess all things aside, you can't always have good things. So you can only control one Icicle, Makakashi, Yugioh. Okay? If this card points to a synchro monster, your opponent cannot target this for an attack. Once again, they want you to consolidate with these. And while this card is in a monster zone, if a synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one face-up monster on the field, have that monster's attack and defense until the end of the turn. So first off, I love the art. I don't like that she is Makakashi restricted, because this would have been a very good synchro support card in general, having been generic. I understand that not everything can be generic in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, as I'm sure most of you are aware. But for the most part, this is excellent for the archetype. I don't know what having the monster is honestly supposed to do. We'll have to say. What is this? The otherwise heartbreak the pun is obviously. Interesting, I didn't catch that. But halving something, I don't know, that just seems kind of like a lackluster effect. But these also restrictive effects seem really, really weird to me. Okay, Makakashi Revolt. Is there a lore here between the Shiranuis in this? Because I feel like I kind of fucking missed something in terms of the lore here, if there's something here. You can take one Makakashi card from your deck except for Makakashi Revolt, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Alright, we got a Rhoda! Woo! This is the shit I like to see for my archetypes. And this isn't just any Rhoda. This is a fucking, we can go dump this shit in the graveyard. So we can go dump this in there, do our thing, we can do this, revive this, depending on the other support. We have revival ability now, and search ability, some Mizuki's in this bitch. I think we're going places. Also, I really fucking love this art. I don't know, I love the whole yokai feel. It's been a little while since the game has seen anything yokai related. I don't know why we haven't touched on this much sooner, honestly, in the 20 years we played this game. But this is, I love the art. Hopefully it ends up being good. And then the last card here, Return of the Makakashi. Probably pronouncing that wrong. You only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Also, you cannot splash some monsters from your extra deck during the turn in which you activate this card, except for Makakashi monsters. Discard one card and then target one of your Makakashi monsters that is in your graveyard or banished. Especially if you do, it cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects during this turn. Fuck, why does it have to discard a card? God damn it. Also, the monster can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects during this turn. Can't still be destroyed by battle. I understand what they were trying to do, but you made this Call the Haunted too restrictive and too costly for this archetype. Why play this when I can just play Call the Haunted? I get that it's searchable, but I'll trade off my searchability not to discard a card, honestly. Too restrictive. You tried, though. So, what are my thoughts on this archetype? Honestly, it's zombies. Anything zombies has to be decent at some point. Maybe this particular one might be too restrictive. Hear me out. Hear me out. but restrictive doesn't always mean unplayable. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. This could just be another Shiranui. There could just be a mini engine cooking somewhere that we don't know about yet. Give it some time. We'll have to see where this strings out, but definitely some rather interesting stuff here. Fucking Yokai finally coming to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright guys, tell me anything about this archetype down below in the comment section. And, well, that's all I got for this video. Deuce.